Hey guys, welcome back to another video in R6 extraction or Rainbow Six extraction. I wanted to go over some of the settings. When I actually wanted to go in here real quick, originally I went to the settings to change the subtitle text size because in medium, as you can see in the right side here, it does take up a pretty good chunk of your screen when it's on the medium setting. Large is, taking up a good quarter of your entire screen. So I'll put it on small or, no subtitles at all. So either one really works, but I do like using subtitles since, I do make videos for you guys. When I'm talking over something, you might want to see what the people are saying in game, so I have like that. But actually wanted to go down and show you guys a couple more like really cool customization options I've seen, which is actually really solid. A lot of them are going over the sight color or like your actual reticle color. So I have mine like currently set to a blue color. I actually don't like it. It doesn't really blend in very well, or it blends in too well with the environment. So it's not really uh, visible. So I might put onto like a good like bright blue kind of color. Might be better. And they also have the opacity, which makes it to where the higher the opacity, more solid your reticle will look, and lower it'll make it to where it's a little more like transparent, so you're able to see more through it there. So obviously, when you drop it down to 0, you're probably not going to be able to see your reticle at all, or if you do, it's going to be very, very faint. So I put it on a solid 50, so it's still pretty translucent, so I'm able to see through the reticle, to see exactly what I'm actually hovering my reticle on. There's also a color blind mode. I mean, you can put on default, color safe, and in high contrast, which is either one you guys would want, or you can actually go to custom, and you can set it to your own colors for any kind of part of your HUD. So you have, the positive kind of deal. This is mostly for objective completion notifications, danger, like when you're out of stock at building and loadout items, and damage taken alert messages. Alert messages mostly being like indicators for footprints or something being alerted. Like the visual noise, I guess, would be on your screen. You have the health boost, which is just the color of the boosted health, like the temporary health you can get. I switched it over to green. I think I'm actually going to put it back to light blue again because that kind of looks weird. Uh, color player 1, these are the color coordinated colors that it gives you your teammates when they're walking around. I think normally one's bright blue, one's purple, and I don't know what the other one was. I didn't really look. I think it was green. But yeah, so you get the color code your teammates color, I guess, right next to them. So it's actually really cool. So I got mine switched to blue, one of them switched to red, and the third one switched to green. Of course, you guys can mess around with that if you want to. But yeah, I wanted to go over to show these kind of things because especially for the reticle and stuff, it can kind of help you with having better precise aiming when it comes to shooting anything in the game. And it was actually really handy. No one really said anything about this just yet, or anything that I've seen. And they have the same settings in normal Rainbow Six Siege when the online multiplayer. And I mean, they have the exact same like reticle settings and stuff like that. So I guess they just kind of like brought it over here, but they never said anything about it. And I actually was really happy to see it in the actual interface section. So you want to go to settings and you want to go over to the interface section of the setting options here, and you'll be able to change anything on the interface. So you can mostly change subtitle text is what I'm going to be doing, or any of the scopes and stuff like that, or the reticle. So wanted to show that to you guys real quick and cover it. And aside from that, I mean, that's really about it. Just small tips really for a video there, or a couple of things that can actually help you out. One of the other things I also wanted to point out, in this picture here, it'll actually show like should show a HUD loadout options. Now it can actually give you like bottom right for like your ammo count, weapon select, ping system, all that kind of stuff. But you can actually see on your person's hand, on the bottom left of that little picture there, you can kind of like to see this weird looking watch or device on their wrist, and it has like a little green meter right there, or a bunch of like little green like bars. That is actually a visibility meter. that you would have on there, or not necessarily visibility, but tells you what your current situation is when it comes to being alerted by enemies. So usually it goes from like green, yellow, and red. Green, obviously, you're safe. Yellow, you will, you're being alerted by an enemy. And red, someone actually sees you, and it'll actually going off the charts and stuff. It's actually a really cool attention to detail, but it's in a very odd spot in the, actually on your screen. So you have to be glancing down at that every so often just to see if you're being spotted. Normally, no player is actually going to be looking at that. But I thought it was actually a really cool attention to detail, and if you guys can get yourselves into a habit of looking at those, then it could probably help you out in future games. So yeah, I wanted to point out those two things. Reticle changes that you can use. You know, set your own preference for it, and it can actually help you out a little bit better with getting good shots off. And that little meter down there, which I wanted to point out because a lot of people don't actually see that. I think one person actually asked about it, and it was actually really solid to find out. So, aside from that, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.